control of manipulation and deception seem prevalent in film. From directors like the Coen brothers to Spielberg, they use all sorts of techniques to manipulate the eye and control the emotion of the scene. But one director in particular drowns his work in deception. David Fincher is a director that is well known for his deception through story and plot, but also through his visuals. His style is distinct and can be recognized throughout every film he's made. This video essay will be covering Fincher's use of mise-en-scene, cinematography, sound, and editing to understand how he is able to control the audience's emotions and why he is known for being a perfectionist. Mise-en-scene, otherwise known as visual design, controls the altitude of everything shown in a frame. From props to blocking of characters, this French term basically means what to include in a scene and where it should go on stage. Fincher uses this to build out his world and to give the overall context of the characters he is trying to showcase. Take this scene from Seven as an example. This scene is the first insight into the antagonist's life and at first glance gives the audience a spiraling effect of disgust and revulsion. From the organized drawers of canned soup to the collectible severed hand, Fincher uses props and set design to characterize the antagonist's life and give insight into who this person is. As I've said before, a notable thing of Fincher's work is his attention to detail and being a perfectionist. This is shown through John Doe's notebooks. Pages and pages are filled to the brim of this pervasive demonic stream of consciousness that encompasses this character. The art department spent several months creating these books, handwriting each of them to persuade the audience of this character's mentality and outlook. They even went as far as to include a real suicide note inside, which left the production crew wondering if it was real or not. Sure, you can fake the books, but without this dedication to detail, the scene wouldn't feel as demonic and grotesque that Fincher needed it to convey the ideology of John Doe. Cinematography. Cinematography plays an important role in evoking emotions. David Fincher adaptedly uses it to not only convey emotions, but also to include details of the spatial context for the audience. Along with his flowing nature, he is also very strategical in his approach. He frames conservatively where he doesn't use a lot of handheld motion, chooses less stylistic framing, and also uses close-ups appropriately. His approach to cinematography is to develop the intensity of the situation and control the psychological awareness. One scene that demonstrates this is here. This is a scene from Zodiac where a killer is loose in San Francisco. 3 detectives are here to investigate a possible subject. Through screen direction and composition, the scene directs your eyes to the possible clues that the detectives notice and you start to depict the scene psychologically as if you were a detective yourself. The framing of the scene enhances the importance of who is being shown and directs which character has more power. He chooses certain shot sizes towards the beginning of the scene to leave the close-ups more impactful towards the end.
The knives I had in my car with the blood on them, that blood came from a chicken that I killed for dinner. What? I had knives in my car that weekend. Maybe Bill saw them and called the other officer on me.
Well, we'll be checking in on that. Let me ask you something else. Were you ever in Southern California at any time in 1966?
Is this about the Riverside killing?
In this instance, these close-ups reveal that the detectives realize this is a possible subject for the Zodiac killer. The screen direction and composition make the viewer feel more suspicious of the character and develops the curiosity that the detectives are feeling. He frames purposefully and uses it to control the audience's emotions. Sound. Throughout all of Fincher's work, sound is characterized by the film's tone and intensity. Musically, The Social Network features a blend of ambient, electronic, and pulsating beats to capture the drama and innovation within the film. Fight Club has a more dark and grungy tone with a heavy influence of opposing industrial sounds to create a mechanical atmosphere. Fincher uses soundtracks as a tool to create the emotional and atmospheric backdrop that complements the visuals. As for sound design, he orchestrates his sound effects to almost be shown through a microscope, accentuating every detail in the sound process to be calculated very delicately to leave no room for second guessing. His sound design is almost too perfect, but enough to have the sound resonate and echo inside the viewer's ear. Editing. Along with his meticulous control Fincher employs, editing is his most planned. Coming from an editing background, Fincher understands the mechanics of VFX and how he can integrate it into his work. Take this scene for instance. To be as historically accurate as possible, Fincher completely reconstructs it and places it into an environment on top of his recording to convey an accurate time depiction. Another aspect that helps him construct the scene is his choice in shots. Fincher is known for his mentality of coverage and will shoot 50 takes before heading on to the next shot.
My philosophy is, we shot 7 takes, okay, now let's start. You know, are you done? Because you know, I know you won the Oscar last night in the tub, and you figured out what this is going to be, but now I want to get beyond muscle memory. I want you to know exactly where to sit in that chair. I want you to be really comfortable because it's your home. And so you come in, you throw your coat on the couch. When you've done that 15 times, it starts to look like you live there.
This allows him to gather as much emotion and the stress a character can employ to find the best take that pushes the narrative forward emotionally and objectively. Every frame of Fincher's work is a painting in itself. Each shot is carefully crafted and meticulously directed to achieve a perfection that only Fincher can claim. He is a man of persistence and dedication, but proves to the industry that this medium can be precise and brought to a perfectionist level.